Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'll be bringing you an overview of a mod for Anno 2070. Please note that this mod does require the Deep Ocean add-on. This is version 2.09 of the mod. It's A.R.R.C 2170, as you can see, Advanced Research Reformed Content. I'll put a link in the description below of where you can find the mod. Let's quickly load into a game and jump into it. I've just pumped in shy of 80 hours to get a full understanding of what this mod brings in terms of gameplay features to an already, fantastic Anno game. I will be putting up a tutorial for those who want it. It'll be there going about installing the mod, and this will be one video in a series of videos leading up to the release of Anno 2205. This channel will mainly focus on doing mods not just for this game, although this is one of my favorite games, but also other games, which I will get onto later. So, yes, this is a very exciting time. Loading. Fudging your eco balance. Oh, my goodness. Come on, mate. Do it. Yeah, there we go. Alright, first things first. If you have already pinpointed the minimap, you will see there is a crap ton of things happening. You will also see that the size is ginormous. Huge. Ridiculously big. Anyone who is saying right now that is what she said, good for you. It's a good time. Yes, one of the options when installing the mod is to include a map pack. This is the very largest map that the map pack offers. Comes with 48 large islands and 18 large plateaus. So it basically gives you all the room you need to, as you can see here, build up all three factions to max level and have them inhabit an island. It's so beautiful. Anno games are just so beautiful. Oh, look at this. The tycoons, even their muckiness still looks amazing. So yes, it comes with also other maps which just basically increase the size. This one is just for those enthusiasts like myself who really like to go all out, especially with a beastie PC. Next thing that comes in with as an option when installing the mod is a colored icon pack. This is just something small and aesthetic. If I go to one of my ships here, icons used to be an ice blue, just plain color. Here, what they've done is simply just added color to about 85% of the icons. Some, such as this here, these are remained ice blue. I'm not sure why, but I'm sure the devs have their reasons. Thank you, Eve. Thank you very much for needless information. Okay, next thing. If you haven't already noticed, there are a lot of AI on this map, and also all the NPCs. Now, if you started up a game of Anno 2070, you will have gone to the startup screen, and you'll have 8 slots that you can fill, and one of them you're already in. So you can put NPCs, you can put AI, but you can only have a max of 7 others on the map. With this mod, it allows you to put in an AI shipyard. This can be built once you reach a level of engineers for your inhabitants. This is it right here. An AI shipyard. So what I've done is I've set up a game with all 4 of the NPCs, or 5, I should say, with Trenchcoat here. And then I've gotten to endgame and I've gone, you know what? I want a bit more of a challenging experience. So you build the shipyard and you pump out all 6 AI. Now, please note, these AI are locked in at a hard difficulty. So at the moment, all I've had is Strindberg kind of try and steal stuff from my ships. That's about it at the moment. They only cost 50 grand a pop. They're not, once you decide to put them in, if you're putting them in late game, as you can see here, I'm not fussed for money. I have too much money. It's become extremely easy to maintain a positive cash flow. Next. Where's a shipyard? I was just on one. Here we go. I'll just go back to this one here. They've increased the unit limit cap to 999. That's its max, and as you can see, I've used absolutely all of it defending my trade routes here. So if I quickly go to my trade, Anno, if you get all 3 factions, I think I've got about 17 different trade routes going now, so they're all guarded. And ooh, there are ships flying all over the place. Few more things that the mod brings. New electricity generation and eco-balance generation buildings, such here as the Nano Ozone stabilizer, which functions exactly the same as the Keeper 1.0, but this was part of a DLC add-on. So if you don't have that, you can have this, so that'll be a fun time. Also come Fusion Power Plant, which is just a reskin of the nuclear power plant, except instead of require plutonium or whatever, just requires some fields. So each of the factions got mainly overhauled in their values for everything. It's a lot of values to go through, so I won't cover that in this video. Another thing the mod brings is for the tech faction, you can build a trade airport. I've not tried it, but all it is instead of building, submarines or ships, you can now trade by air, but you'll have to have another trade airport for them to travel to on an island. And also with the talk of airports, they've added a drone base, which is just any kind of drone that you can use for plugins on units to follow them around. You can now build them. I have done this here, as you can see. Look at them. Look at them. They're like a school of fish. It's so beautiful. I ran out of population cap to build 3 more ships, so I just spammed these guys, and that was that. Moving on. Inhabitants. You can now build... This is the wrong... No, this is right. You can now build harbor on your harbors. Pretty much just, if you want to expand to build outwards this way, or anywhere off an island, thank you, Eve, you can now do such a thing. And with this, also you get roads for your harbors, so they can do stuff. Mainly, once you've got this, it doesn't matter so much about having centers, but I'm happy that it's there. Gives us the option to, if we want. The limitation on that is, though, there is a cutoff, pretty sure. Cutoff down the center here. If I go what's this way, there are cutoffs around. There's a square boundary that you won't be able to pass. Oh, color palette options, which is always fun. So here you have your default. You've got a black, and you've got a red reskin. Some of the other 2 factions also have a blue reskin. So that's good. If you go to other normal buildings, such for activity or even your monument, you cycle through them just using the C key, in my case. Oh, the black changes. Oh, the glass color changes as well. That's cool. Let's get rid of that. Moving on now. Inhabitants. Speaking of inhabitants, you can now you can now build inhabitants underwater, which is a swell time if you like to build underwater. In this case, you kind of need to. Oh my goodness, Eve, stop talking. You can now build inhabitants underwater, and they function exactly the same as on land for the tech faction only, I might add, but they require an oxygen plant as half the need for community. And I'll get to why you need them in a moment. We'll zoom back out, we'll quickly go back over to the tech island, and we'll talk about technology. Another great thing they've added quite a bit, and I know I'm rambling on here, but I'm trying to get it all in. Information's there. They've added a bunch of new technologies that you can... Oh my goodness. That's great, mate. Good job. Bunch of new technology. For for the academy. But before we get to the academy, I want to go to the laboratory. So as you all know, the laboratory supplies... no, not the laboratory. Another type of laboratory. For those of you who know, some of the items in the academy require, to produce relics. And these relics are only acquired through NPCs giving you quests, or if you go to an NPC like Trenchcoat, cycling through the options to get the one that you want. In this case here, they've also added a Relics Laboratory, which functions the exact same as a normal laboratory in terms of supplying the need for activity, but allows you to purchase all the relics that only cost 50 grand a pop. I don't know what this number 50 grand is in all these new things, but it's pretty cheap, always considering at this point in the game. Just saying, my opinion. So you can build them here and then take them to the academy. Now, the academy, they've added absolutely anything and everything you can think of, especially in terms of electricity and eco-balance buildings. Just, there's so much stuff here, and it's good. It's not overwhelming at all. If I go to the laboratory here, we have these little increase in resources and islands. You're 18,000, 4,500 copper. We go to here, and I go to resources. 180,000 coal. 270,000 lobsters. That is so many lobsters. And lobster, if you don't know, is a great crustacean. It is very good, very good, very good. It's a swell time. This is, I'm gonna guess, Strindberg's Island. Yes, it is. Not a nice time over there. This is a nice time. Another thing the mod does is now all monuments now function the same as the tech monument, in that you can now build on the entire island once you have a monument built, that is, without the need for a city center, a depot, or a warehouse. And also the radius in which they provide fulfill the needs of your people is now greatly enhanced to the point where if you put it in the center of your island, it will cover everything. As you can see here, I've put my tech monument on the side here, and it's still a large radius, but it doesn't exactly go the full mile. And finally, if we go back on to the last bit of research, what they've done is they've added a final layer, hence the underwater inhabitants. You can take these things, and you can then take it to the Deep Ocean. Get it? Deep Ocean, because of the expansion. Sorry, that was lame. Deep Ocean Research Center. Now, this provides the most invaluable island plugins of all time, and I salute the authors of the mod because they are duly needed for someone like myself. Now, these